training with Dan and all my teammates at Team Plus. We have really great wrestler, and he helped me ready for wrestling for MMA. Not wrestling for college, but wrestling for MMA. And that's a great team, for that.
Very good. And Nate, if I could follow up really quick with you. A lot of people, as Ariel noted earlier, thought that you were coming out of this fight the champion and heading to UFC. Obviously, plans change, things change in a fight. What are your plans now that you're not the champion? Are you still looking to UFC, or what's your plans?
Yeah, I mean, is this enough? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm definitely headed to the UFC, and I know I'm gonna do great at 170 in the UFC. This is a one step back for me, but at the same time, I'm excited about what's next. I'm very disappointed. I'm heartbroken right now, and like I said before, I wasn't ready for the leg kicks, and I really felt that's what made the difference in this fight. And what else can I say? That's it.
Well, it was a great fight, though. So
cool. Thank you.
Scott, obviously Tarek answered the question, but I'm just curious, do you think that he should go over and be able to get a quick title shot in the UFC?
I think that Nate and Tarek are both great fighters, and I think that they'll both be going over there. But where and when and who they fight, really, I think that's something you should probably talk to Sean or Joe.
Kind of knew the answer before I asked it, but
you.
hey, you never know. Maybe I can squeeze it out of you.
No, but on a serious note, it's really up to them, and we really have to have that conversation about when these guys would fight, when Gilbert would fight, or when any of the champions from Strikeforce will go over and fight. So I think that conversation will probably happen in the next week or so. But right now it's undetermined, and so I really have no idea.
Sure. And real quick for Gegard, if I could. You know about some guys that are definitely going over to the UFC. Others of you we haven't necessarily maybe heard for sure. I'm going over to the UFC. Can you give us your status? And if so, my second question is, we haven't seen you in a while. It's been a little bit over a year since you last fought. Is this something now, if you do go over to the UFC, you want to be more active in the next year or so?
Yeah, for sure. I talked to my manager. He spoke to Phil Silva to UFC. So I believe I'm heading to UFC. I haven't been confirmed yet. I'm looking forward to keep busy in 2013. I want to fight as much as possible, and the bigger the name, the better.
Is this something that you've kind of had as a long-time dream to be able to fight in the UFC? Because obviously you've been very active in your career.
Yeah, I think people underestimate me. I lost one fight, and I see some fighters lose horribly, getting knocked out, getting submitted. I lost one fight, and suddenly I hear a lot of fans talking that I'm not good. So I'm looking forward to going to UFC to fight these big names that people think they're so good. So I'm looking forward to that.
So you feel like you kind of have something to prove at that next level?
Yeah, for sure. I think I stepped up my training, so I feel very confident, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm sure I'll do just fine.
Okay. And for Jacare, real quick, do we have a translator?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously this is 3 wins in a row. The last 2, all 3 very impressive, but the last 2, really impressive in the first round. But he's kind of set himself apart as one of the guys that people really were looking at to move over to the UFC as somebody that was going to be exciting and present some challenges for people. Can you talk a little bit about that next step for him as well? And is he for sure going over? And if so, what does he want to do once he gets there?
Você está vindo de 3 vitórias contundentes. Você tem mostrado que você está muito bem. O público está esperando você chegar no UFC e tem grandes expectativas. O que você vai fazer no UFC e na pergunta é o que você acha? Como é que vai ser o seu futuro no UFC?
Eu acredito muito no meu trabalho. Eu tenho fé que eu vou ter um futuro promissor no UFC e acredito que eu vou fazer grandes lutas lá. Vou quebrar a galera também.
I believe that my hard work. I believe that I'm going to do pretty well there. there's a lot of good talents and good opponents over there, but I'm going there to, break some people down.
Is this something also that's been a long time dream of his as well, to be able to move to the UFC, and just hasn't been able to until these circumstances came about?
Então, você tem história assim muito tempo, isso acontecia, e as circunstâncias que demoraram para isso acontecer.
Eu acho que não demorou. Eu estou aqui porque eu escolhi estar aqui, entendeu? Eu acho que eu tinha que pegar uma experiência antes de ir pro UFC. Eu acho que chegou a minha hora. E é isso aí.
I believe the time just run right. I got a lot of experience, I have great fights, and now I'm pretty much ready and mature to go to UFC and do my best.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys, thanks very much, and we'll see you at the next UFC. Thanks.
Mike, give me 3.